I want to take you through a walk through my computer files so that you can understand just how it is that I'm able to so quickly dominate other social media participants when I log into, Vice on Facebook, and I'm instantly able to come up with all of these easy memes and whatnot in order to quickly, terrorize and cyberbully people. So anyway, this right here is my memes folder. And I don't know how many other people collect memes, but I have a couple of memes folders. And my memes folder right here, I've tried to categorize them. And right here, you'll see that I have a political meme folder right here. And that political meme folder is where I put all of my political memes. And what you'll see right here is that it's got, what is it? It's got over 13.7 megabytes worth of pictures. So if you go into the political memes folder, you'll see all of the beautiful political memes that I've been using to attack Jeb Bush supporters, Ted Cruz supporters, Marco Rubio supporters, etc., etc. So I'd like to take you on a tour through the memes that I've collected thus far. I've got some great stuff in here. Okay, so let's start with this one and let's get a slideshow going. Okay, let's go over here because as you can see, I got three monitors. I got the Core i7, Intel, it's a Core i7 6950X, I think, Titan X, 12 gigabyte for my monitors, and I got 32 gigabytes of RAM. So anyway, here we have a lovely one that shows Donald Trump as the Joker and Hillary Clinton as Two-Face, which I don't think could be more perfect, and it just says choose. I like this one. Oh, and by the way, all of my memes, or the majority of them, if you type the word Trump, pretty much most of my memes I've categorized so that certain memes pop right up. All you gotta do is go to search, and when you push search, it just comes right up. So you just type Trump, and then all the Trump memes come up. If you type Trump Hillary, anything with her and him, and it comes up, etc., etc. You have to be organized in order to fight on the internet, because when I fight on the internet, I win. So anyway, next, this year's election choices. Who are you going to pick? Are you going to pick Joffrey, or are you going to pick Ramsey Bolton? I like that one. It was pretty good. Okay, what else? Next, please let the shooter be a white male conservative. This one, I don't know how this... Oh, but this is political memes in general. So basically, there were memes that I was throwing out to show the hypocrisy that I felt was going down whenever, there was an Islamic terrorist attack. And they don't talk about certain attacks, and then they only talk about it if you're like a white guy with an AR-15. And I wish they would stop demonizing the AR-15. I love the AR-15. Stop demonizing certain guns. I mean, that's racist. So anyway, this one says, okay, we know the states with the most gun laws tend to have the fewest gun deaths. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to skip over to just the Trump, Hillary, and Sanders memes. So this way, yeah, so if you type Sanders... I think most of them... No, in fact, okay, let's do Trump first. Let's do Trump. Yeah, we'll just do the Trump memes. Okay. Trump, better coverage than Verizon. Not bad. It says, here we see all the women in Donald's life in their defensive stances. This came out after he made those comments about grabbing women. So basically what they're trying to say is the women are covering themselves up so they can't get grabbed. Go on, no one's watching. Vote Trump. Hillary called Trump supporters deplorable. Tell me again whose supporters are burning flags and disgracing the national anthem. See, sometimes people put a little too much thought into these things. So, you want it to be short, sweet, and to the point. When CNN has you on for rescuing a baby, but they don't like your shirt. This guy had a Trump shirt, so what they did was they censored him. Donald Trump has been in the public eye for over 30 years, and he was never once accused of being a racist by anyone until he decided to run against Democrats. Candidate misdeed comparison. So if you think hurt feelings are worse than death and corruption, vote for Hillary. Okay. Oh, you're moving to Canada if Trump is elected? What's wrong with Mexico? Hillary blames Flint water crisis on Republicans and racism. And this is the Flint City Council. Try again, Hillary. Not bad. We don't like Donald Trump, which is why we do. Trump juggernauts. I don't ever remember anybody being called a juggernaut, but, that's just what it was. Donald Trump owes 515 businesses, 7 of which declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That's a 98.64% success rate. You want to tell me again how unsuccessful Trump is. Yeah, shut the F up. Yeah, the thing about it is, when they were attacking this man, the only thing they could talk about is all his bankruptcies. They have no idea what bankruptcy means. They have no idea the difference between Chapter 7, 11, or 13. They have no idea how many businesses he has that haven't failed. And all they're talking about is why doesn't he show his tax returns? Meanwhile, you're talking about these welfare leeches who have no business, produce nothing, and then they wonder why they can't win a national election. Okay, this one ended up here again. Feel the burn now? This was after Bernie gave up. And this was one of my favorites. I kept this one as a favorite on my iPhone. Republican, Democrat, hell no. I'm voting for the Donald. The Trump father. Oh, yes. That settles it. I'm voting for Trump. Okay, I had that one twice. Too big to jail. I thought that was cute. The Wall just got... This was one of my favorites. Anytime somebody said something I didn't agree with, I pulled this one right out of the favorites. The Wall just got 10 feet higher because of you. And this is also one of my favorite. This is Trump basically as the head of the Legion of Doom. I don't know who did this. And you know what's funny? Whoever looks at this man, everybody sees something different. They see what they want to see in him. So the thing about it is, these people were building up these memes and these cartoons and animations about him, but didn't understand that even the negative things about him were fun and they were hilarious and nobody took him seriously. You cannot make fun of a troll. If you make fun of a troll, you only fuel them. Trolls don't give up. I know because I'm a troll. Trolls do not give up. The only way you can deal with a troll is to ban them or block them. If you fight a troll, you're gonna lose because they will not give up. And nobody understood that, but I guess now they're understanding it. You know, I'm watching MSNBC over there. That's what you hear. You see these people protest. I'll show you that in a little while anyway. Okay, it says, me in a family gathering when I share my controversial opinions. Yes, this is me. This is me right here. A cat, you know, with knives and shit pointed at him. Okay, it says, read the part again how you're going to make evil rich dudes give me a free pony, a free Xbox, a free hoverboard, a free... You know, it's so sad that these millennials are nothing more than a bunch of unproductive people with their hands out. Everybody's got champagne and beer money. It's funny that when all these people are crying about $15 minimum wage and they're crying about college loans, they all have like the newest iPhone. They all have $200 sneakers. And, you know, they're all playing Xbox and PS4. And, you know, it's funny, when I was their age, I was working a $7.50 minimum wage job at the Mobile Mart across the street from my high school. And now I'm driving around in SRT vehicles and getting 10 miles to a gallon, $70,000 trucks. Okay, that's the Immortan Trump. That's one of my favorites right there. That's Donald Trump as Immortan Joe from, what's that, Mad Max. If you haven't lost Facebook friends over Trump yet, it's time to step up your game. This is one of my favorites. If Trump wins, I'm moving my investment portfolio into concrete and rebar manufacturers. I like this post. In fact, this last one, since there's so many people talking all this shit about moving to Canada, I'm going to save this one right here. And I have it labeled as Trump effect on portfolios. So I definitely want to save that because I want to use that to attack people on Facebook later. I like this post. This was one of my favorites. So anytime something happens that I felt would be in his best interest, I just, you know, post this in there as a picture message. I have over 10 gigabytes of memes, by the way. And, you know, I had to sort them, so it's kind of hard. This is me on Facebook. So you got all of these liberal leftist groups around you, the communists specifically right there. And, you know, I'm just trying to get a drink. Okay, so sorry, not on my watch. Go back to Syria. Now, I don't know if he's going to ship those poor people back to Syria. Hopefully, you know, they'll come to some compromise. But when you really think about it, it took me 12 hours to fly to Dubai. 12 and a half hours. And that was damn near 10,000 miles worth of flying. Why are we shipping people from 10,000 miles away to an area and an environment they know nothing about in order to simply get on our welfare rolls? You know the Somalian refugees that they brought to Minnesota? There was a knife attack there. And I'm not blaming them so much for that, but the simple fact of the matter is when you bring people who are just not suited to an environment and you put them in the middle of a place just so they can vote Democrat, you're asking for trouble. Because you already know these Syrians, they're bringing these people here. The Democrat Party's probably registering every last one of them to vote for them. And, 2020, they'll probably run an election against incumbent Trump. And who knows what'll happen, who knows. So anyway, 20 years ago, Donald Trump told Oprah he'd only run for president under one condition. He said if America gets really, really bad. And the time has come for Trump. No matter who wins, they will not fix your life. Better plan on doing it yourself. And I totally agree with that. Trump he's not going to fix my life. My life is up to me. It's not up to him. Okay. You have a right to protest, but sorry, I'm on my way to hear Trump. So this was when those people are protesting in the middle of the road and you just decide to run them down. The problem that I have is my Jeep has low-profile tires, so, Anyway, it says Clinton's tax plan on your paycheck. Basically, you're going to lose money. Bernie's. And Cruz. Oh, you know who did this? I think this was actually a business magazine who analyzed all of the people's tax plans, and they were talking about who would give you the most. Here's the thing, though. I'm looking at, first of all, I want everybody to understand something. No, I'm not going to show you my tax returns because I'm not running for president. I was taxed $50,000 last year. $50,000. So even if the Trump tax plan gave me some money back, the most I'm looking at is this $393 down there. So, $393, that's the price of one of those new PlayStation VR kits. It's like, yeah, thanks for helping, but, it's not enough. This one right here is the bat signal, but it's the Trump signal. So hopefully President Trump puts a bat signal on the lawn that does this. So this way, every time there's a national emergency, he can do that. And then somebody would say, oh, that's unpresidential. What? That's crazy. Why would you do something? Thing about it is he's in office and you're not, so he can do whatever he wants. He's the president. Oh, this was one that got me in, I probably suspended off of Facebook, I think once or twice. Okay, I had that there twice. Trump voters versus the GOP. Remember, when Donald Trump started, it was the voters versus the GOP, because the GOP was trying to push Cruz and that idiot Bush and that moron, that thirsty moron Rubio on us. And then we weren't having it. Okay, it says Trump isn't the problem. The way you're raising your kids is. Basically, Trump is what would happen if the comment section became a human and ran for president. Even the negatives about him are 100% true, and I kept the negatives. I'm not afraid of the negatives. I was never afraid of the negatives. I loved them. Anytime I saw something that I thought was funny, I just kept it. Stop saying if Trump wins, y'all moving out the country. Y'all can't even get out of your mama's house. That's true. China. This was one of my favorites. Because, China is manipulating the currency. Look at China. Look what they're doing with the currency. The exchange rate is lower than 6.799. Okay. The Cuban Missile Crisis. I like that one. When he was running against Rubio and Cruz, I was having a lot of fun on Facebook. I think I got banned from Facebook for 72 hours or something like that. And this was when Jeb was saying that when Trump was attacking him. You remember that part where Trump said, yeah, your mother should have been running. Oh, man, that was funny. Google Trends. It's like there was so much enthusiasm for his campaign. Even when he was running against these guys, Carson, Kasich, it was like there was no enthusiasm for any of them. There was no enthusiasm for Hillary Clinton. There was just none. And they wonder why she lost. This was one with Michael Jordan's face as Trump crying. And I think somebody posted this right after he lost that first primary. And there were a couple of these moron Cruz supporters that I had to argue with. And all of them were dead certain that was a signal he was going to lose. Yeah. 20/20 vision and hindsight, huh? You heard what they said about those? Okay, this one says, oh, this is a good one. This one, the problem is the monitor. This one says, he's going to be president, deal with it. I like that. Okay, what's next? Calling me names. Oh, this is one of my favorites. calling me names on the internet won't stop you from calling me Mr. President. President Trump needs to hire me to be his media czar because I understand how to deal with these people. Okay, in 24 hours, Trump raised $6 million for veterans. That's more than both political establishments did for them in 6 years. Okay, it says, I refuse to call Megyn Kelly a bimbo because that would not be politically correct. Instead, I will call her a lightweight reporter. And this one is a picture of what would happen if Trump was the president. President Trump from Time Magazine. Okay. This is kind of like an art portfolio. This right here is my favorite. In fact, I built a couple of Facebook posts off of this one. How Trump won. I don't remember when I got this because I think this came out in January 2015. I saved this one and I always used it to back up myself in arguments because I knew he was going to win. And you all know, you watch my videos, you knew I knew he was going to win. 2 years ago, I knew he was going to win. And the reason why I knew he was going to win, just how I saw what he did to those 16 Republicans, I was like, there's no way Hillary can stop this guy. The liberals wanted to put up a weaker opponent like Cruz or Rubio, somebody that Hillary would have walked right over them. Walked right over them, just like Obama crushed Romney. Can you imagine what would have happened if Obama was up against Donald Trump? Now, the thing about it is that's not fair to say because there would have been enough voter enthusiasm to stop that from happening. And I really think Trump would have won. He would have lost to Obama. But there just was no enthusiasm for Hillary. Here's one of my favorites, and I kept this when the GOP kept trying to derail Trump. In fact, if I was Trump, man, I'd go after every last one of these guys who came after me when I was trying to run. It shows that the GOP is trying to cut the floor from under him. The floor falls on the GOP, but something is holding Trump up right here. We don't know what this magic is that's holding him up. How is he still there speaking like that? You know how he's still there? It's because the American people were holding him up. See, I can say this and I can sound as cheesy as I want because at this point, there ain't nothing you can do about it. Okay, this is the average millennial, and I was saying this a little while ago. They believe capitalism sucks. They don't know the difference between capitalism and crony capitalism. They think somebody owes them something. Nobody owed me a damn thing when I was in high school and I was working across the street from the school making $7.50 an hour, and now I'm making over $100 every single hour, so I don't want to hear it. Chain store coffee because they're at a Starbucks. It's always Starbucks, never fails. You're going into a Starbucks paying $7 for coffee and you're crying about minimum wage. I don't want to hear it. Name brand apparel, Jordan sneakers. He doesn't have Jordan sneakers, but if you go to Manhattan, that's how all these guys look. They all look like, metrosexuals. So anyway, iPod definitely, and now obviously that's like an iPhone. Laptop, probably a MacBook that was paid for with student loans. And then you got the designer bag like Gucci or Coach. I don't wear none of that stuff. It's ridiculous. I save my money for SRT products. Okay, happy birthday from your future president. I saved this one right here. So anytime there's somebody who has a birthday and I know they don't like Donald Trump, you know I use this. So now I've got to change it to happy birthday from your president. Okay, for all my Trump haters, remind me again, who's your candidate? I think this one came out when it was clear that there was like no choice. This is one as Trump as Dr. Lecter. I feel like I'm hosting an art gallery right now. Think I can't get Mexico to build a wall? Well, I got the media to fund my entire campaign. The one thing Trump understood that I understood simply from working on YouTube is attention equals money. Attention equals money. If you can say shit that's outrageous and people pay attention to you, if you can sing, if you can play football real well, attention equals money. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I think this was a card that he put on Twitter, and I think I just saved it. And this is another one of my favorites. You know how they used to call the Teflon Don? All the bullets fired at this guy. He's standing there waiting for the shots, and all of them ricochet off in glorious. It's just beautiful. I love that picture. Love it. I feel like I'm an art gallery host. Now this, I tell you, when I first found out that this guy had a steak company, I just couldn't stop laughing because, you know, anytime I had to get in an argument with somebody about whether or not he could win, I would say, yeah, once he's president, you're only going to be allowed to eat Trump steaks and drink Trump wine. And they were like, yeah, you're stupid. He's never going to win. He's never going to win. He's never. I argue with so many people. Oh, yeah, he's never going to get the Republican nomination. It's like that quote from Halo 2. One of the prophets, the alien prophets, they said, there are those that said this day would never come. What are they to say now? And that's, it looks like that's it. That's all I have for Trump. So, I don't know, maybe if there's a positive, opinion about this video or whatever, maybe I'll walk you through, my Hillary and my Bernie Sanders, memes.